What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of GameChat, the video game variety show brought to you by Borderline Entertainment. I am your host, Asa Green River, and I am joined today by a freaking full house of amazing people. First and foremost, my co-host, Mr. Nate Pressler's back. Nate, how are you?
I am doing well. How about you, Asa?
You know what? I'm glad now that we're live. Let's just say that. It was all my fault, but I'm glad that we're live now. We're hanging out because we have two amazing guests. I don't even know where to start because I feel like no matter where I start, somebody's going to be offended. But because he who shall not be named at this moment is from Jersey, we're going to go over to Kyle first.
You are back on top.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. It felt right at the time, but now your hurt face, it hurts my heart.
I gotta go. I feel like I gotta go now.
No. Kyle, welcome, brother. How are you? Thank you for being on the show.
I'm doing fantastic. Thanks for having us. It's an honor. I'm excited to talk with you guys for a little bit and enjoy my Sunday with friends.
Heck yeah. And then, of course, we have Joey, the Jersey boy. The exact name he told me not to call him, but I had to. You shouldn't have told me that because I had to do it at least once. I am so sorry. I'm so sorry. Joseph Moran is here as well.
Yeah, I am. You know, just insult the guest right off the bat. I get it.
I took a leap of faith.
Nailed it.
Freaking stick it to him. All right.
Show him who's boss early. I get it.
I mean, this is my show. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to do what I want. So, Joseph, Kyle, for people who don't know you, who are you? What do you do? Why should people know you? Besides your awesome stuff that you have in the background. You always have dynamic backgrounds, and then I've got this. So, here we are.
Yeah. Kyle, what do we do?
You always do this to me when we're on the show together. You're always like, Kyle, go, take it. We are the hosts of PlayStation or the Trophy Room, a PlayStation podcast. Each and every week we bring you the latest and greatest in all things PlayStation, each and every Thursday, that is. And we just talk about why PlayStation means so much to us, and we have a great time because PlayStation's awesome. Video games are awesome in general. We pride ourselves on not being a typical fanboy putting down everything else. We love all games, but PlayStation holds a special place in our hearts. So that's on Twitter, PS Trophy Room, on YouTube, PlayStation, or the Trophy Room PlayStation Show. I always screw that up because we switched it up for the wording.
I know, all the time. I do it all the time.
And now that's why I brought you on as the duo, also because you two are just awesome people and I love hanging out with you. But Kyle, you also have got another thing that you got going on. High five. I know you're fixing your camera.
No, I'm trying to focus the camera.
I always feel the urge to be like, yes.
I don't know why it's doing that. Okay.
But what else do you have going on? I don't want to say it because I don't want to. I want you to pull it out and just give it.
I cover indie games at 61indie.com. We talk about the latest and greatest in all things indies over there, because indies are the lifeblood of video games, and without them, video games would be a whole lot boring. We also are big proponents of sad boy games that make us cry are some of our favorite games at 61 Indie. Every Saturday, we live stream our podcast recordings, IndieCast, which is our games one, and then Dollar Slice is just our conversational, just kind of shoot the shit, so
shooting it. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, thank you both so much for being on, and thank you, of course, so much to everybody who supports the show, everybody at patreon.com/Borderline Entertainment. And if you're not a patron today, I implore you, please, at least just check it out. It's not the best. It's not the best Patreon that's out there. I'm going to be honest with you. All right, I'm one guy. I'm trying my best. I'm trying my best to make it better for you. But they're actually the sponsors of the next show that we're going to be recording after. The sponsor for this show is Humble Bundle, but I will talk more about that later. What is the video game variety show? If you're a first-time listener, a first-time watcher, and you don't know what a variety show is, basically, back in the old days when people used to sit in front of these things called TVs, people don't really do that anymore. The family would gather around, everybody sitting crisscross applesauce around the TV, and they would watch an illustrious host, like myself, and they would just go through just a whole bunch of things. They had musical guests, they had comedy, they had sometimes little game shows and things like that. So we're kind of taking that old format back and we're making it all about video games. So we're going to talk about video game news, video game music, what we're playing. We're going to make some games. We're going to do everything that is celebrating the world of video games, starting with our Newsbies. Now, we do have 1, 2, 3, 4 items on the docket, and actually, if you look at the first one, it breaks down into 3, so it's probably more like 5 or 6. Can I count? 6. It is 6. 6 items on the docket. But of course, if you're watching, you know that Newsbies, we take these stories and we rank them from extreme hype to definite intrigue to mild interest, then to absolute boredom. So we're going to start things off with PlayStation, our biggest, and I guess, I mean, you guys are professionals. You're the experts when it comes to PlayStation. So
Never been called that in my entire life.
Listen, I pointed it out. I was on your show, and that was probably the last time after my antics at the beginning of this episode.
Yep.
Nope. You're coming back on. I will refuse, Joe, to force you not to come on.
When I was on your show, I was looking it up because I'm like, wait a minute, I've seen the trophy room before, and you guys are like the. I'll have to go back and check now, but at the time when I looked, you're like either the number 3, number 4, or number 5. One of those. You're in the top 5 of PlayStation podcasts in the world.
That's right.
Like,
suck it, IGN's Beyond.
I think they actually beat you, but
Oh yeah, no, they always do each and every week. We beat them once one week,
but you
on just the SEO ranking, and it fulfilled me. You know,
I do remember that you are in fact above, because PlayStation, they have their own podcast.
Yeah,
and you rank above that. Like, what? Okay, that's what. Experts.
You hear that, PlayStation? Like,
you fully own
that PlayStation blog.
Take that PlayStation blog. Shove that in your sock and chew on it. Okay, let's talk about the first PlayStation story. They pulled something out of nowhere that I don't fully understand why they did it, and I would love to hear, your hot takes on why everyone thinks that this happened. But PlayStation bought Evo.
Yeah.
So, in case you don't know what Evo is, it is one of the largest esports. I don't know what you would call it, championship series, but it's focused on fighting games. So, Evo is now a part of the PlayStation family, which is super interesting. Why do you think that is? Like, I guess I'm gonna take extreme hype. I'm gonna make it extreme confused, because we've seen them take studios, and that is a 1-to-1 correlation as to why PlayStation and Sony made that move, is because they want to have games. Why Evo?
So I think I know why. Because it's definitely, when I'm already ranking it, spoiler alert, it's definite intrigue. Mm-hmm. This move interests me because, like we saw like 2 weeks ago, Microsoft bought Bethesda. That just shook the ground beneath us. This move gets us like, what are you doing here? It's, to me, similar to why Microsoft purchased Mixer in the beginning, was to get people focusing on streaming, whereas Evo, they want to get in on esports. And I think that's what PlayStation's angle is to get into the esports, and where they think they have an angle in is in the fighting games. So like you see it with like, Street Fighter 5, or right now they're doing this Mortal Kombat Championship series that they're doing on their Twitter, on their Twitch. So I think that is the one thing that they want. They want that community to be tied intrinsically with the PlayStation community. And I think that's why he did it. And it's probably a really cheap way of buying yourself in as well.
Fair. Kyle, anything to add to that? Nate as well?
I mean, I'm intrigued by it. The fighting genre and what happens in the fighting game community is something that I'm not super familiar with. I enjoy playing them when I can. Mm-hmm. But it's definitely interesting that PlayStation just bought it out and have a lock on a hugely, immensely popular online community of fighting game fans. And those tournaments are huge. And the fact that it's now underneath the PlayStation umbrella is very fascinating. So I'm intrigued at what PlayStation's going to do with it. And especially like, what games are they going to have tournaments of?
Right.
I believe Smash Brothers was also part of Evo at one point or another. So will PlayStation allow Smash Brothers to be under Evo? I don't know. It's interesting.
Yeah, the whole fighting scene is a community that like we often kind of ignore. I think is the word I'll use here, is like we don't really have the focus of it. most of most people. So like it is for me, just like looking at it for like what Kyle says is like kind of echoing that of it's a small risk, probably high reward for him.
Mm-hmm. Nate, anything to tie on to that?
I mean, it just came out of nowhere. Like what Joseph was saying, it's like Microsoft bought Bethesda, and then this was like the weird chess move that
Mhm.
Sony made, and it was like, oh, okay. So I'm intrigued. Like I have definite intrigue because I'm like, I wonder if there's something like brewing that's going to be really cool that they announced or something they do with it. But it did just seem kind of like a weird swerve from like what's been
Mm-hmm.
going on in the last couple of years in like the console wars or whatever.
Yeah. The a couple more tidbits I'll throw out to everyone just so you can have it ruminate, and then we'll go on to the next one. Things that it makes me think about is they will completely control the marketing and ad space for what happens at Evo, which is huge. So like
Mhm.
any announcements that you see, I wouldn't be surprised if it's other Sony and PlayStation partners. Just the branded is going to be everywhere. I don't think that they're going to stop Smash from being there, but I think like you're going to go and fight in a Smash tournament, and you're going to see PlayStation banners everywhere. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's what's going to be pushed in front of you. I also wouldn't be surprised if there's some sort of offshoot of Evo that because Evo is so intrinsically tied to the fighting community that there's like some sort of subset that is another type of esports thing, whether it's shooting or something like that. And I for sure could see Sony like putting some of their titles in there. Because I mean, Naughty Dog's
Yeah.
working on a shooter that is not The Last of Us and that is not Uncharted, so who knows? But PlayStation news doesn't stop there. We also have more news about PlayStation VR when it comes to PS5. And that
Mm.
is new controllers, or I've seen coined on Twitter the hand thong. I like it, and now
Top.
I can't unsee it. Um,
Yeah.
Either way you look at it, I called it. I remember people said that I was banana nuts, that I was completely in the wrong, that VR was dead. It might even have been on your show. I'm just saying, Joseph. I can't handle the slander. Okay, I called it. VR was coming back. They were not just going to let it go, and this is proof. And that's all I'm going to say. I'm extreme hype. But where's everyone at? Nate, you've got a PS5 now. Does the
I
hand
do.
thong intrigue you?
It does. I when I had a PlayStation 4, never got the original PSVR. Um, the little like wand things kind of stressed me out, and I also am like the king of like throwing a Wiimote at the TV, so I did not want to do that. Part two. Yeah, make sure you insure your televisions, friends. Um, and so I think, I mean, no, really, like I looking at it, I know it kind of looks like a thong, and it kind of looks like one of the older Sony logos or some kind of Sony partner logo
Yeah,
someone
the
Yeah.
posted like
Ericsson.
a side by side.
Yep.
Yeah, and I mean it looks cool, but ultimately like there have been so many times that I've almost dipped into the VR to get like an Oculus Quest or something else with like more kind of like adaptive controls like this. And my only experience is with a Labo, so I'm looking forward to it.
Mm.
Extreme hype.
I think uh, Kyle, just before you guys jump in here, I think it would also be interesting to see with this new version of VR if there's any sort of capabilities to also use it on a PC, since we're starting to see PlayStation games come over to like Steam and things like that. Also, that would just be a very smart move on Sony's part, because then that would keep people in the ecosystem. So
Mhm.
like I really want to play Half-Life Alyx, but I want to buy a Quest because I want the wireless. I want to do that, and it turns out all you have to do is buy a couple of extra cables. I can take the Quest 2 or whatever, plug it into the PC, and use that for Alex. Like I don't need an index to do it. So I think like if PlayStation could get in that frame of mind, they would be, oh my gosh, they would be set up so well. But what do you
Yeah.
guys think?
Yeah,
Kyle, you go for it first. Yeah.
I'm extremely hyped about this. I love VR. I have a Oculus Quest 2 and I enjoy it tremendously. And my one big issue with PSVR 1 is the hassle of that really long and annoying cord and the setup to the PS4. It's unnecessary. Or at least looking at it now, it's unnecessary, seeing as how Oculus has changed the game when it comes to wireless. And this PSVR 2 being a single core thing to the PS5 while not entirely wireless, seeing these controllers has me intrigued of um, no more of those like obnoxious wands, right? Where if you're going down to the ground to pick an item up in the game and the light isn't tracked by the camera anymore, it will lose your immersion in the game. Like it will like lose its tracking. The fact that these don't have any of those lights, maybe the headset itself will track the controllers better, kind of like what the Quest does, to kind of keep you more immersed in it as well. And I think these are probably a little bit more comfortable to hold and probably a little bit more intuitive. And the fact that they put in haptic feedbacks and adaptive triggers in this thing is huge.
So good.
I'm very excited.
I've been getting some adaptive trigger slander over the past few days, and I think I need that to end, because adaptive triggers are fantastic. And I love the haptic feedback from the DualSense. I like the DualSense controller is my favorite controller of all time because of the adaptive triggers and the haptic feedback. Like it just offers me a different, more immersive experience that I didn't know I needed, but tricked my brain into thinking that I needed. And so to see PlayStation make the announcement that they're doubling back down on PSVR, and at the same exact time bring out these two different looking controllers, but reminiscent in the fact of like these do look like the Oculus controllers that we know. Having not just that, but like it'll also track your finger movement, and it sounds like you don't need a camera in order to use the headset. It's eliminating a lot of barriers that VR has, and by Sony placing the bet down on this tech and actually now throwing some impressive tech behind it as well gives me a lot of good feelings walking in on this investment, because PSVR definitely had its ups and downs, but I think seeing where it's landed, PlayStation sees that there's a future here. And I think you're totally right. I forget who said this, but like put it on PC, break the barriers as much as you can to get that headset out there into people's hands. I think you need it, when it comes to VR, it's very different than what we see consoles as right now, where it's like you need to cooperate with your competition and not fight it. And so like you need an Alex, you need a Beat Saber, you need also your own experiences out there as well, because devs need that income to keep doing this. So I think PSVR 2 is hopefully going to be a capable machine that we see more like a Quest than like an Oculus Rift, where you can use it without a PS5. But I really like where PlayStation's going in this very different VR future. And I got extreme hype from this. This is awesome that they're not just giving up on it like they gave up on it with the Vita. They're actually doubling down.
Stop it. Don't say it. Don't even bring it up. I'm going to start crying on the air.
I know it hurt.
Don't slander this thing, Joe. This thing is beautiful.
Oh, look at the blue. Look at the... I'm about to go grab mine.
It's a little dusty. I'll be honest. It's a little dusty, but you know what? It's beautiful.
Because it's dead.
No, it's not. Listen, for the first episode of the Borderline Book Club for the month of March, we're playing Final Fantasy X, because it's a game I haven't finished. Nice. That's what was picked. I'm playing it solely on the Vita, so don't you ever say it's dead. I got the grip on it, and I'm playing it. So
nice.
You shut that mouth.
This is the guy from Ohio.
Listen, I told you, I won't defend Ohio, but I will defend PlayStation with one more thing. For those who say that PlayStation is tone deaf and they don't know what they're talking about, they're absolutely wrong, because they're bringing back their Play at Home initiative. So they did it last year. They had the Play at Home where they gave everybody Ratchet and Clank for free. No strings attached. Just get it by a certain date, and you've got an amazing game for free. They upped the ante for 2021. They know that we've had enough of being locked indoors, of getting sick and feeling alone, and they are giving us some comfort with video games the best way possible. And not just any video games, but amazing games. 10 games, or 9. Can I do math? Yes, I can. So we've got Rez. Is it Rez Infinite? Yep, that's what I thought. Okay, so we got Rez Infinite, we've got Abzu, we've got The Witness, Enter the Gungeon, Subnautica, and then now let's talk about some VR. We've got Moss, Astrobot Rescue Mission, Paper Beast, and Thumper. And then, of course, the big kahuna that everyone, I see it right behind you, Horizon Zero Dawn. Like, holy crap. This list, First of all, if you haven't played any of these games, there isn't a game in this list that is skippable. This isn't like some sort of, I don't know, non-K-pop album that was released. This isn't an Ariana Grande album, okay? There are no skippable tracks on this CD. Play all of these games. I'm extreme hype. That's all I have to say. Get these games starting March 25th. That's next week. And it ends
Still
April
trying to
19th.
Process the Ariana Grande thing.
Right.
Right? That was a straight up attack. I felt that
bold.
attack as well.
Not afraid. By the way, I am so sorry if you're watching this on Twitch, if you're watching on YouTube. I'm not punching Ariana Grande. That's not, I don't want you to misconstrue that. This is just my excitement. I can't karate chop anything because I'll break it. So I hit my hand.
Right.
Just pretend it didn't happen.
So to confirm, you want to karate chop her, you don't want to punch her.
I want to karate chop her CDs because I don't think they're that great. Maybe one or two good songs, that's about it. Everything else, throw it away. Now T Swift,
Okay.
no. That Willow album, whew, banger, all of them. Nate, we'll talk later.
Honestly, as long as you don't assault the queens that is Dua Lipa and Lady Gaga, we're fine.
Deal.
I mean,
There you go. Nate has
Ace
kids.
is trying. Ace is trying.
they're not
Ace
BTS,
does
Stray
not
Kids, or
have
ATs,
Ace.
but continue on. All
I
right.
feel like I need to grab a teddy bear and rock back and forth. My parents are fighting, and I don't like it.
Oh.
Can you?
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys can see these. This is the K-pop shelf right here. So we're getting at we're leaving
You're right.
what we're supposed to be
You're right.
talking about right now.
Sorry.
Play at home. I would assume that we're all hyped. If you're not hyped, go ahead and leave the Zoom call now. Exactly. But does anybody have anything to say about the play at home?
Yeah, this is fantastic. I love that PlayStation's doing this because, like you said, we've been stuck at home for a year plus now. And all these games are fantastic. While I haven't played a lot of them yet, I'm excited to get the opportunity to. And I like that they're throwing VR titles in there. That's something I wish PS Plus would do more of, is add a VR title every once in a while. And Moss is one of my favorite VR games ever. Astrobot Rescue Mission. I mean, come on, it's amazing. Joe loves Paper Beast. I'm excited to try that one out. And Thumper, I've heard great things, and you can actually play Thumper also not in VR. So that's just an extra one for you as well. And like, come on, Horizon Zero Dawn is a banger. Aloy is incredible. If you haven't played Horizon, do yourself a favor and download and play it, because it needs to be experienced by you. It's amazing. So yeah, I'm extremely hyped by this. I hope this initiative doesn't go away when we're not in a quarantine in the future. Like every year, they just put a couple games out here and there. I think that'd be great.
Mm-hmm. I want to show everybody a little show and tell right here. You might say, what is this? What am I looking at here? This is the adapter for your PSVR to your PlayStation 5. This I have not opened, but I did the email rebate thing for.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be opening this because I want to play Thumper. That game looks dope, and I'm ready to experience it in VR. Also, as I say, as a broken record on our show, Aloy is the reason why the trophy room exists. So there's a lot of appreciation for Horizon. And yeah, I can't wait. It's just also just such a smart move, because this is just such a good show of will, where in actuality, this wasn't an expensive thing for PlayStation to do. It was just gives them very good, good feelings amongst their community and outside their community. And while at the same exact time, cross promoting things that are coming out this year, like Ratchet and Clank and Horizon. So extreme hype, but I see you, Sony. I see you.
Yeah. Well, it's different too, because it's not like Nintendo, where Nintendo's like, we're having a very special sale. You get $5 off these games that will never go on sale beyond the $5, which is fine, but also obnoxious, because it's like, cool, thanks for the tax.
And at the same time, they're like, and we're gonna fucking kill Mario. I'm sorry if I can't curse, but we're gonna fucking kill Mario on March 30th.
You can, but I love how you say, I'm sorry if I can't curse. By the way.
I know, I got that email and it was like, this is your last chance to help Mario and get Mario. And I'm like, what are you going to do to him? No, I'm super excited. I haven't played a lot of these games. I already have, when I got my PS5, I got Horizon Zero Dawn, playing through that right now. I'm really excited for The Witness. It seems like a really fun game. I like puzzle games like that. So that's the one I think I'm most excited about. And then I might snag the VR ones just for when the PSVR 2 comes out, so I have something to play right off the bat.
Yep.
Yeah, and I think that's an important thing too. Is even if you don't have a PlayStation yet, snag these games so that way when you do, you already have them ready to go.
I can't echo that enough. Before I got a PlayStation, it wasn't at the beginning of the PS Plus games. It was like somewhere in the middle of or a little bit after them starting it. I made a PSN account on my friend's PS3, and then that way I could get it on my phone. And I just redeemed every single game that I possibly could. So when I finally got a PS3, my library was stacked. Do it. It doesn't cost you anything. But we're gonna move on with our Newsbies docket because I want to try and wrap it up while also be cognizant of everybody's time here. So let's do a little bit of rapid fire with these last ones here. So EA Play is coming to Game Pass. In fact, I think at this point it's already here. So if you've got Game Pass on PC, you now have access to EA Play. A lot of people are excited about this. I think it's a really good thing. I will say, as somebody who's, I've been on PC for a while, if you bought Origin Access, which is the same thing as EA Play, the EA owns Origin, I think it's actually a better deal. It's super freaking cheap. I think it's like maybe $20 for a year for Origin Access, but you get more games. So while this is a great thing, if you've got Game Pass, you've already got the access, you do have to download an extra app. That's fine, because you still got a good list of games here. I would personally suggest, if you got the PC, just get Origin, because you get the entire library and not just like, hey, here are some of the greatest games that you could pull off of there. So
Okay.
But that's just my opinion. What do you all think? How do you feel about EA Play coming to Game Pass on PC?
I feel a little bad for EA Play because it was just like here's this major purchase of Bethesda. But by the way, we also have EA Play coming to Game Pass as well. I feel a little bit bad for them, but it's cool. Anytime you can get more games on your service,
right?
An amazing service as Game Pass is, it's a win. So it's nice.
I echo those same thoughts. Game Pass is amazing, and this continues to add more value to it. So keep it coming. Let's go. Let's put Ubisoft, whatever they have, their service on here as well. Let's keep the gravy train going.
I have
like
things
the
to say about it,
crossplay.
so.
Oh, what?
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I like kind of the same thing where it's like, if you have a PC, if you have a console, you're able to experience both. So it's just more library for more types of players.
Yeah,
absolutely.
What was that, Asa, that you had said?
Oh, I was where I have great feelings for Ubisoft because they're just one of my favorite publishers, developers, whatever. There's some things that just baffle me. So, like, with what's the Immortals Phoenix Rising, no matter what device you play it on, you can save your save to the cloud, like with the game, and then pick it up on another device, no matter what device. But if I buy Rainbow Six Siege on Xbox and I connect it to my Ubisoft account, and then I buy Rainbow Six Siege on Steam and I connect that to my Ubisoft account, I can't transfer over at least all of the characters and operators that I paid for. I'm like, I'm not buying all of these operators all over. I already bought the game again. Don't make me buy the operators again. Good gosh, sorry. That was I came across that this past week, and I'm like, are you kidding me? Kidding me, Pam. All right.
Yeah.
Let's take a brief low right now where Blizzard had some recent layoffs, which is interesting because they have so much in the works right now. So I wouldn't think that layoffs would be a thing. But Activision Blizzard did prep some layoffs at the European offices. This article is, by the way, of gamesindustry.biz by Brendan Sinclair. But yeah, it just looks like they're laying off. Let's see here. 2017 annual report, it reported a peak of 36 international offices. Activision has not yet published. Activision Blizzard has not yet published in 2020 annual report, but the international offices have been trimmed to 31. So they went from 36 international offices to 31 already. And so now we're looking at more layoffs of at least 50 people. So
yeah,
not sure what's going on there. I feel terrible. I hope that those people can get on their feet. There was somewhere, it was kind of used as like a punchline. At least that's how it felt when the news broke about this, but within their severance package, they got like I believe it was a $200 gift card for the BattleNet, which is like, what? You're letting me go,
Slap
but
in the face.
you're giving me a store credit to your store. Why would I? So yeah,
It gave me Christmas Vacation vibes.
yes,
Where
yes.
instead of like a bonus, he gets Jelly of the Month Club.
Jelly of the
where
Month
he
Club.
Yep.
He was counting on that money to put in a pool for his family, but no, he just gets jelly delivered to his house.
I hope that there was more in that severance package besides that, and I assume that there was. But the fact that that was included was just like, super strange, super strange.
What an insult! And honestly, thank God we could curse on the show because fuck Bobby Kotick. He's an awful human being, and he's just the worst. So I would say, honestly, this is absolute not boredom. This is absolutely the worst, but extreme hype when Bobby Kotick eventually gets what's coming to him because he sucks. He sucks.
Yeah,
so
I'll say
bad.
absolute worst as well.
Yeah, he just that guy.
Yeah.
I hate it. I straight up every time I see Bobby Kotick's face, I'm like, I hate it. I hate this man. This is
curb your anger. Curb your anger for a minute.
Sorry.
You can. I'll send you a pillow with his face, and you can hit that.
All right. Please don't let it be in my pillow, but
Yep.
yeah.
All right, we've got one more story, and for this one,
I'll break my wrist.
Just throw out your highs and your lows from the Square Enix Presents. So instead of throwing the extreme hype or anything else on there, highs and lows, and we'll cut it, move on.
Balan Wonderworld, get that thing out of my sight. You're a segue, then you're like what are you? What is this game? What type of drug was this guy on when he made it? It is bad, awful. Bad, and all the phone games, get him out of here. I don't want anything to do with them. But the extreme highs was absolutely Life is Strange True Colors.
Yes.
Man, that game's gonna fucking rip. I can't wait for it. I'm excited.
Yeah, I echo Joe's lows. Balan Wonderworld's, I don't even know if anyone needed that game ever. And my highs, along with Life is Strange, is Forspoken. I think that game looks rad, and I just love the one line of dialogue we got. Is that a motherfucking dragon? I love how real that response was.
Yes.
I cannot wait for that game.
Yeah, that looks awesome.
Echoing both of you, Balan Wonderlands, I played the demo and deleted it after 5 minutes because I was like, this is a waste.
You're so
high
brave for
for
even
me,
trying that.
It was because I thought, oh, this will be fun. It was not. It was not fun. High for me was Forspoken, but also Ella Balinska herself. Like, she's fantastic. I liked her in Charlie's Angels. I know that no one liked that movie, but I did.
Oh, she was from that movie. The reboot? Okay.
Yeah. She was one of the angels. She's my favorite. But I think she's going to do a great job. I think it looks really good. I'm super hyped for it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
It's
very like Reign of Fire. Maybe a little less like Matthew McConaughey.
I was gonna say a little less McConaughey.
A little bit more Charlie's Angels. I like it.
Yeah. I would put my high, again, Life is Strange. My low is actually going to be not Marvel's Avengers as a whole, but the segment on the Presents, because what they put on the blog was great, but what they actually showed was like, stop showing me Hawkeye. You already did this. Talk about your plan for the year. I want to know.
Yeah.
As somebody who owns this game on 3 different devices, tell me what you're doing with this game, please. Yeah.
And the Black Panther trailer was great.
Oh, yes. Oh, absolutely. I wish it wasn't just later this year. I wish it was like, hey, this is coming in June, but whatever. It's coming, and that's all that matters. But let us know in the chat. Let us know in the comments below. How do you feel about these Newsbies stories? Are you extreme hype? Are you definite intrigue, mild interest, or absolute boredom? And you know what? If you're listening on podcast services, I understand. You don't have a place to leave comments. But you know what you can do? You can leave us a review, and then put your review of the news stories in the context of your review, and there you go. Everybody wins. But we're going to move on to Game That Tune. Where you all give us a suggestion of a song from a video game, and I play it for the panelists, and they have to figure out what game it is, what song it is, what's the title of the song, and bonus points, who composed it. Now, this is a competition, folks. Okay. And the track record so far for this segment has not been super high. Although, actually, you know what, Nate, you've pulled it out here and there. Like, the fact that you knew some of these, I was surprised. But also impressed. Okay. So, basically how this is going to work is I'm going to play about 10 to 15 seconds of the song. Once it's done, you buzz in. Whether you scream, clap your hands, make a buzzer noise, whatever you got to do, buzz, buzz, buzz. Get the attention first, and then, again, what you're trying to figure out, what's the game? What's the game that it's from? Who composed it? What's the title of the song? And then the ultimate bonus points is if you can name the exact section in the game that the song plays. So you get fractions of a point for each of these that you guess. So let's say you get 2 of them right, you'll get, fractions of the point. You're not going to go out with nothing. So don't feel like you have to buzz in and give them all. If you've got something, then you've got something. And you can steal those points from someone else. Okay? All right. Bless you all. Good luck. Make sure the volume's up. All right, there we go. And yes, it is still super janky the way that I have to do this because I have not figured it out. Zoom, help me out. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Game that tune.
All right. Buzz.
Buzz. What do you got for me, Kyle?
Is it... Oh, jeez. I think I have a guess for the game title.
Okay.
Is it Crash Bandicoot 2?
Oof. Not quite. But your head is in the right space.
Oh, no. Okay.
You're in the right headspace.
Okay.
Can I come in here?
It automatically jumps off of Kyle and goes to Nate and Joseph. So whoever buzzes in. So if that's you,
Actually,
then
Nate,
go for
you
it.
go next.
I was gonna say like The Sims. I have no idea.
I'm gonna just do a big dick move here and just say, is this Crash Bandicoot 1?
It is not. All right. I'm going to tell you the game. So the game is Spyro the Dragon.
Oh, damn it. I knew it had to.
So same console, same space.
Damn. Okay.
And the title is Stonehill. So this is from the Stonehill level of Spyro the Dragon.
Okay.
So you two were close. Nate, you tried. That's what matters.
I couldn't tell if those were like the bongos of Crash or obviously not, but man.
Yeah.
Little flute things in the back where I had the volume up to blast too, just trying to like if anybody talked, you would have blew my eardrums off.
Well, if you've got a suggestion at home of a song for Game That Tune, don't forget you can submit for all of our segments that require community suggestions, but you can give us a song and try and stump the panel. But we're going to move on to What's in the Box. What is in your Xbox, your PlayStation, your PC, your Game Boy, your 3DS, your Switch, your phones? What are you playing right now, Joseph? What are you playing?
What are we playing? So on my PlayStation, I have platinumed Hitman 3. I am now the expert of the world of assassination. I love that game so much that I played Hitman 1 and 2 because like Hitman 3 was my first ever into the series.
Whoa!
I beat Hitman, beat Hitman 1, beat Hitman 2, then beat Hitman 3 again, and then platinumed it. Love that game. Over 160 hours in that game.
Oh my gosh.
God bless. And on my Xbox, I'm playing Sea of Thieves. I don't know if you guys ever heard of this game.
Sea of Thieves is so good.
Yeah,
so good.
And we are expert pirates at this point. We, with the help of our good friend CJ, we've been able to just conquer the Sea of Thieves. And then last but not leastly, of course, the game that I dominate at, the game that you see my little Twitch snips of, that is Fortnite. I don't know how I feel about these primal weapons in this game, but it doesn't matter. We're still getting dubs.
Yeah,
you know?
I'm still kind of... The word is still out on those primal weapons.
Yeah, I think that's a lot of people's feelings. don't know how we feel about these weapons.
That primal rifle. I was crouched ADS the other night when I was playing. I was locked onto that person. Not a single bullet hit them.
Yeah,
It
they
wasn't
gotta
moving
fix.
at all. It just went. I'm like,
Yeah.
whoa,
I've
what?
been I've been playing with how the weapon shoots. It shoots just like all of them, dead on the first shot, and then it's kind of random and sporadic, but it'll shoot lower left, lower right, then wide right, north, and I'm just like, what? And
No,
then
I can't.
afterwards, it's just like it's useless. So it's
I
like,
can't even think.
should I shoot 3 shots and then just switch? The SMG's far better.
Oh,
That thing
absolutely.
is broken right now. So go get that SMG, y'all. That's it.
All right, Kyle, what are you playing?
I've been in a RPG mood lately, so I re-downloaded all of the Star Ocean games on my PlayStation that I own. Dived into Star Ocean 3 till the end of time, and something I had never finished fully. And I remember the beginning being not the best and a little bit confusing on how to get through. What I didn't remember is just how bad the dialogue is in terms of systemically, like when if I'm not enjoying the voice acting, or if I'm just want to get through the story, I want to get to the action, like at the beginning of an RPG, I'll just kind of speed through the dialogue and like, let's keep the scenes going. This one, you'll hit the, to speed it up, get rid of the dialogue box, but the character models are still voice acting. And so you have to wait until they are done, and then they will let you go on to the next scene when they're done acting on screen. It's not the best. It's kind of annoying.
Oh.
But other than that, speaking of Avengers, I did restart Avengers the other night. Something that I was super disappointed in when it first came out. And I gotta say, I am impressed of how the DualSense makes me love that game more than I ever did. The adaptive trigger, especially with throwing Mjolnir like on the bridge in the Thor section, is so damn cool. Like, you have to really press it to sling it, and then when it comes back, and the feeling of you catching it is fantastic. It is a different game with that controller.
Have you even attempted? Did you even try to port your saves over?
Nope. I'm starting from fresh. I'm not even going to try
it. Does it kind of piss you off, or do you didn't even get
annoying.
that far?
No, it's I looked into it and how you have to go in the PS4 version and whatever, which is what you had to do with Borderlands 3, which is why I had such an issue with transferring that save over.
So bad. What a bad job on Sony's part. That is embarrassing. Sure. Yeah.
But what if you don't know, you have to go to the PS4 version of the Avengers on your PlayStation 5, and then in there upload your save to their service or whatever, and then go into the PS5 version and download it and sync it, and then download the update or whatever. It's way too many unnecessary things. You should just download the cloud save and it should be good to go. But I'm excited to keep going with Avengers. It looks as beautiful as ever. I haven't gotten to like the grinding and open world and picking mission sections yet. So I'm on the road to like the Resistance base very early on, but I'm excited. I'm excited to keep going because the Black Panther trailer truly was like, I want to play it and be when that hits, I want to be able to like run in and jump in and run with it. So yeah.
I had the PS4 version. I got rid of it because I wasn't feeling it, and there was no clear answer on when Spider-Man was coming, which was the only reason why I got it. So then the primary place that I was playing on was PC, but I have like maybe a smattering of people that have it on PC. Like, there's just like not a lot of people to squad up with. So I'm like, okay. So I re-got it on Xbox, just because there was I'm so sorry, Nate. There was a good handful of people in there that had it. I will eventually get it for PS5 when they say when Spider-Man is coming out, and I will go through the mess of switching over my save and everything like that. So I'm enjoying going back into it too, as somebody who's like starting it again from the beginning. I will say, wow, that beginning is super. I don't remember it being that slow. It is so slow in the beginning, like a crawl.
Okay.
Yeah, Nate, what are you playing?
I'm playing Avengers for the first time. I waited until the PS5 version was available, but I picked it up on sale like a month or two ago. It's good that I didn't start it early because I don't know how to do any kind of save transfer, so I would have just given up. I like it so far. I'm ready to pick my first mission. I will say, I don't know if this is an unpopular opinion, I don't like how the Hulk handles. He kind of reminds me of the Batman game, like one of the Arkham games where you had to jump on the back of like the big dude that was like the big bat, not like Bane, but like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He would like go around and hit people. Like that's kind of what it feels like, which is fine. But at least when you pick up stuff, the DualSense and the adaptive trigger, it does make it feel like I picked up an actual piece of concrete and threw it at someone. So that's consolation prize. I did this weekend finally. If you've been watching this show for the last few weeks, I've been talking about it, but I finally beat Persona 5 Royal all the way through. It took 113 hours and some odd minutes. And I have never thought I would spend that much time on a video game, and I am better for it. So
Nice.
But also, like, I don't think I can ever play another game ever again all the way through because that game really took my soul. But yeah, so it was good. Asa, that's something that you've got to catch up on because ultimately the ending is worth it. They like the whole last semester, they like gave it where you can't take screenshots like through the normal way because they want it to be like a super secret, and it was not tacked on. It didn't feel like it wouldn't be part of the original story.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was worth it. It was awesome.
I gotta eventually finish that too.
Yeah. That will that's in the list of games to put for the Borderline Book Club, because essentially, in case Kyle, just if you don't know, so our book club is what are the games that we either have never played and we should have, or we had started at one point and just never went back to, and they're like, and so like Persona is definitely on there. I think I made it to like just past Futaba's Palace, and then just did not. I don't know why. Just for some reason, didn't go back to it. So it's on the list to put in the book club.
Yeah. We have something similar called the Road to Greatness, and Kyle and I have debating. I know, it's amazing. We have debating thoughts of what the Road to Greatness means for us.
Yeah, we
do. And so, like, for me, it's like games that are in my pile of shame that I hear so many great things about, so I need to tackle them. Kyle, what is the Road to Greatness to you?
To me, is playing a game and letting people know whether or not it's deserving of its praise.
So right now we're playing RE4,
which is something neither of us played before.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't play Resident Evil games. I've never have.
Okay.
It was the first one I played and beat a couple weeks ago. But yeah, we differ on that side of things. I'm a little bit salty about it because there's a certain game we put a poll up for the community to vote on what our Road to Greatness game for March would be, and it was Resident Evil 4, Alienation, and then my two picks, Puppeteer and Enslaved. Journey to the West, which is one of my favorite games of all time, and I want to play that game. All of these games are also on PS Now because PS Now is also a great service. It deserves the love. And everyone was like, "Oh, Resident Evil 4. Let's play this. Let's hear Joe and Kyle talk about this beloved game from all of video game history that everyone knows is already great, instead of a smaller game that many people might have missed. But it's fine. It's whatever."
Do you hear that resentment? I hear it.
Yeah, I don't hear it. I feel it.
Yeah. I dig it.
Nate, were you playing anything else, or are you just breathing after Persona?
Just honestly, like I started reading a book.
You're existing.
I baked some cookies. Like I was like, I need to do something else because ultimately, like every time my fiance came in the room, that game is still going on. This is manic, and I was like, it is, but I love it. So.
Okay.
Are you playing anything other than diving back into Avengers?
Yeah. Shoot. So I had decided to take a break this week from Ghost Recon Breakpoint, which was really, really hard because I was like, you know what, I'm gonna give Avengers another go ahead. And then aside from that and the stream games, I always have to throw in my mobile game of the week that I've just been playing. I forgot the past few weeks, so I've been getting back into Dr. Mario on the phone. It's like my nightly ritual. At first I didn't like it because it felt like a big cash grab, and it was just really disappointing. But now playing it just a couple of levels before I go to bed, and knowing that is the extent of how much I'm going to put into Dr. Mario, it's been really good. I've really enjoyed that. I'm trying to think, is there anything else that I've been really diving into? Because this week I didn't get to play a ton of games, which bummed me out. Just outside of like the stream games. Well, I guess I did. Oh yeah, I got back into Rainbow Six. I played it for a handful of nights, and just was very upset that I had to play as the recruit over and over and over again. When I'm like, this is not my jam. I want to play.
I
as
hear
Sam
that
Fisher.
like the PS5's version's like really good of Siege.
See, I don't know if, especially knowing that my stuff isn't going to carry over, I don't know if I'll probably buy it on there. I play primarily on my Series X. And then, yeah, I got it on PC because it was like $4. It was like super cheap on Steam.
Yeah.
So it's not...
It's like $7 on PS5. I might pick it up just
I
for
absolutely
Terraform.
would. I think Siege is incredible, and I love the way that Ubisoft supports their games and takes care of games that aren't doing too well. Like, if you've listened to past episodes, you know that I have preached up and down about Ghost Recon Breakpoint and the work that Ubisoft has put into it because it had such a rough launch. And now it is an incredible game. But yeah, so that's what I've been playing, you know, aside from Avengers is probably some Siege. But let us know, what are you playing? But enough about playing games, let's make a game. It's time for Make It or Break It. Where you all in the community give us a suggestion and we build a game around that idea. And so we are going to be making a game about fast food. All right, now, somehow, Kyle and Joseph, you have to get along because you are the game directors. We all are going to work together. We're all going to come up with ideas, but if we can't agree on something, you've got to have the final say. So we need to come up with a few things. What is the name of the game? Who is making the game? Who's publishing the game? How is the game even going to be played? And then, like, you can throw in, like, some side things if you want, like, music or controls or anything like that. But we also have a little bit of a time limit because we have another show and a hard stop. Yeah. So the prompt we were given is fast food.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So
I have an idea instantly in my head.
Give it.
Me too. I know it's going to be wildly different.
Is anyone here familiar with the premise of the Hyperdimension games, Neptunia games on PlayStation?
I don't think so.
It is pretty much the console wars RPG.
What?
Where there's a PlayStation nation, there's an Xbox nation, and there's a Nintendo nation. Obviously not the names, but it's all about living in this world and these countries going at war with each other. What if it's like an RPG where it's every fast food company is just going at it, and you're fighting? You're like a soldier for like you pick your where you're from. McDonald's, Burger King.
I like that.
Wendy's.
Yeah.
Wendy. Okay. See,
different classes and whatnot.
Honestly, I was gonna do Coming to America spin-off game where we're McDowell's. But honestly,
I like Kyle's idea.
I like this one. Yeah, I like it more. Honestly, I like this. Could we do it where it's like what's that awful Batman and Joker, like I think Gotham Imposters.
Where whoa. Gotham City Imposters was not awful. It was fantastic.
It was a great little game for what it was, and
I'll appreciate that statement.
Yeah, because I want like Wendy's uniforms to look outrageous. Like, want everybody to dress as Wendy.
Yeah, everyone has red pigtails.
Yeah, can we have? I think it's called Kingdom Under Fire. I think.
Yes,
came out for the original Xbox.
That's a legit bad game. Yes.
Oh. Okay, I can't even get into
He's
this
from
right
Jersey.
now. I know he's from Jersey. I gotta give him something. He's a little bit backwards right now. So, in Kingdom Under Fire, it was that like you had those big battles. You know, like you had like the big faction, so we can keep that. But then it also allowed you to, if you wanted to like get deep into the battlefield and you didn't just want to be in that like zoomed out kind of like Total War view, where like you played as a specific hero. And I remember like way back in the day, because I'm an ancient guy. In the Happy Meals, at least with McDonald's, I don't know if the other places did it, but at least with McDonald's, you could get in your toy in your Happy Meal it looked like a regular thing of French fries, but then you could like bend it out and it was a transformer. So like you turned it into like the French fry robot. So like the heroes that you play as for the factions, can be like these like it's a Whopper, it's the Impossible Whopper, or it's like the Wendy's Chili Cup or something, you know what I mean? Like, and you drop into the battlefield and you like transform into like some sort
Can
of
the
like,
Wendy's just be the baked potato?
Yes.
Just 'cause it's a thing.
Yeah.
and everything
Honestly,
is like
anything that gets me playing as the Grimace, I will agree to that. Because I want Grimace to be a killing machine.
I want him to look like a grotesque troll from like Lord of the Rings, like a giant cave troll, but it's Grimace.
I just want him to pick up a chicken fry from Burger King and it'd be like, and I break you. And then bam, just like break it in half, you know? I wanted to I want that type of mayhem in this game. And blood is ketchup, of course.
I want like DLC factions though. Like I don't need to be able to like download like Raising Cane's or like Whataburger.
Okay.
Yes.
Because I just picture like there being like a White Castle, like an actual castle that is white, and they're pouring like their sauce like off like the burning oil.
Yeah.
That's all I want.
I'm really, you know, we've all seen the amazing movie, Saving Private Ryan, right?
Oh yeah.
I really want like to see it, like a baked potato just like holding and trying to bring back the potato inside of himself type of thing, like a curly fry trying to reattach another part of the fry. Like I want this thing to be gruesome.
Can each faction and army be like a different style? So like
yeah, of course. Yeah.
Like for honor.
Yeah. Like For Honor. So like the strongholds and everything. So like I don't know who. Yeah. So White Castle, or it doesn't have to be White Castle, but like one of them can have like that Normandy Beach setup. And so let's say you choose to go with the Wendy's army. So then as you're pulling up and they're just like firing down their like French fry Gatling guns, your baked potato Grimace looking soldier guy's just like spilling out his sour cream and chives everywhere.
Yeah.
As long as the McDonald's Kingdom is a play place with like a ball pit and everything, and you have to get to the top.
Can the ball pit be like the moat?
I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I'm also thinking, like, you know, what like I don't know, the Hamburglar is like holding in his guts. It's like that scene in Saving Private Ryan, you know, where the guy's like mama, mama,
yes.
mama, and it's like really haunting. He just dies. I want it though to be pa-da-pa-pa-pa. And just close his eyes. You know? Yeah, I like this game.
Oh man, who's gonna make
How does it play though? Is it RPG? Is it like a?
I'm thinking this is Battlefield.
No. I think it can be an RPG. I think it because that's what I'm saying. Even though Jersey Boy got it wrong, Kingdom Under Fire was a good game where like you could do the RPG aspect where you just control the units and you direct them, and there you have the relationships with people. But if you wanted to like zoom into the battlefield, you just take control of like the commander, and that commander could be like Grimace. You know, it could be like whoever. So you get a blend.
You like how Fire Emblem Three Houses zoomed in, where you could kind of like zoom in as each character.
Yeah.
Full stop. This is XCOM. Like I'm thinking like the RPG elements, but like permadeath. That's what I'm thinking here.
I'm fine with permadeath.
I'm encouraging it.
As long as the story at some point where you're fighting for your factions and you find like the Burger King kids from like the kids meal,
yes,
and you find the chicken nugget kids, and you go and you find Wendy, and you all realize like, why are we fighting? Yeah. We need to take down the big three with Burger King, the actual king, Ronald's, and Dave Thomas.
And that's like that.
Dave Thomas.
That's like
and then you
epilogue.
have to band together. Yeah, you have to go against these three, and then realize they're being controlled by
America,
not the FDA, but like nutrition.
Oh
like,
yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. Like they're like, we got to turn to the one person that's actually made a dent in these three wackos, and then like they go to the back alley. It's the guy sitting behind a desk. It turns around. It's Chipotle. You know, something like that.
And can we have
Colonel Sanders?
I was expecting like Michelle Obama, but that too.
That'd be great. Yeah.
Can we have a Starlink aspect to where like for a limited time, you can
Happy
buy
Meal.
certain things at these fast food places, and there's a QR
Happy
code
Meal.
on the wrapper, and you scan it into the game, and it
Yeah.
gives
That's
you just
very
some
meta.
bonuses.
Yes. I also need the Burger King to do something really shady and gross. I really want him to be the actual villain at the end.
Oh, jeez. Gosh.
I just picture him like killing Wendy. Like,
I don't know.
That's the move. That's when you realize he's the ultimate bad guy.
What?
Yeah.
He like red weddings her.
Yeah. What?
Yeah.
What if we find out through a DLC that all of those Burger King games that they came out with on Xbox 360 are canon because they're referenced in the? Because I don't want Burger King to be the actual villain in the main game. I want him to have a DLC of his own that's just like around the murderous, villainous, disgusting Burger King, and you find out that
I got it.
he's poisoned all these people in the Sneak King game, and then he's trapped all the kids in some like genjutsu in the bumper car one, and like, yeah,
Think about this.
this dude's sick.
Okay? Burger King, this is how we got him to be the real villain. He's actually Q. And he's been trying to destroy our democracy from the inside out so that he could once again reestablish a monarch here in America. And where he reigns king.
Where he reigns king.
Yeah.
So
I love it.
What do we call this game?
Super Size Me Too.
I had that flash in my head. Yes, same thing.
The subtitle just has to be "Would you like dies with that?"
Yep.
That's where I'm at.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah.
Could it be like the Fire Emblem style where it's like I guess it's more Pokemon. I think they only did that with Fire Emblem for like just a couple of them, but depending on what version of the game you want, you've got like the Burger King version or the McDonald's version, and like that's who you have on the title, and the subtitles a little bit different each time.
Honestly, the more subtitles we add, I think the better this thing's gonna sell.
Yeah.
It worked for Dragon Quest 11.
Yeah.
That's
What about it's just called fast food 3 drive-throughs, kind of like Fire Emblem 3 houses.
Yep. I'm
That's
here
beautiful.
for it.
That's beautiful.
I'm here for it.
And would you like dice with that? I like that.
Yeah, it's a $60 game plus
Yep.
microtransactions.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a deluxe version which comes with a deluxe cheeseburger.
No, it comes with the remaster of Sneaking.
Oh,
Oh,
thank
yeah.
you.
So we're missing two things: who's gonna make it, who's gonna publish it.
Ooh.
EA.
EA to publish. What?
And them to make it.
You know who needs to make it. They need a win. I was gonna say BioWare.
BioWare, let's go.
They need
I
something.
was gonna
safe.
say bring Visceral back from the dead. Put them in charge.
If we bring Visceral
Gory
back from the dead, I just want another
Dead Space.
Dead Space. Yeah.
Yeah.
How about we bring Visceral back for the Burger King DLC, so it's
Yes.
like really gory.
Yep.
Oh
Okay with
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Again, all the ketchup.
All the ketchup.
Like
all the ketchup.
yeah, I want like a chicken McNugget to get shot in the neck, or what a neck would be, and it's just like spewing out ketchup.
Oh, what a neck would be.
Yeah.
Well, now it goes back to you all in the community. We need box art. And there apparently are going to be a million versions of this game. So
That's right.
please make some box art, send it in, post it on social media, whatever. Just tag us, let us know. We're going to move on to my favorite. Where we take a trip down memory lane based off of a prompt that you all give us in the community. And today we're going to be looking at my favorite hardest level. So take a moment, ruminate on it, try to think what's your favorite hardest level. I'm going to jump in with mine because I saw the prompt first, so I'm ready to go. So my favorite hard level, and it's not my favorite as in it was the most fun, or I enjoyed it, or I have the best memories. Those do exist. But I'm going to go with Call of Duty Modern Warfare. It's either 1 or 2, I don't know at this point because it all blurs together. But at that point in my life, when those games came out, I was of the mind, because I was just not a young buck. I thought I was a young buck, but I'm gonna play every game on the hardest difficulty because I'm a cool try hard bro. So I played it on hardened or whatever the little beginning training thing said that I could have, and there was this level where you're fighting through like a news station. You know what I mean? Like, so there's like the the bullpen and then the top level. I think it's actually the TV station is like that within Warzone. But on that hard difficulty, the only way that the enemies would stop coming is if you could make it through to the next checkpoint. And that didn't click with me until I was completely out of ammo for all of my guns, and I died multiple times because I was just hiding in a closet because there were so many enemies and it was just me. They're coming from all sides. They're coming from top, bottom, whatever. And I'm just getting throttled. Like, to the point where I'm like, I hate this game. I need to finish it. And it finally clicked for me when I did it by accident. So I honestly think that portion of that level probably took me 2 hours. Maybe even more. Because it was just so freaking hard. I was just dying, and I was stuck at that one checkpoint. And I would kill everybody, and then more waves of enemies would come. And I'm like, when do they stop? And honestly, that's probably one of the things that also took so long is I was just waiting for them to stop coming so I could safely walk out. And that time never came. And so I just like charged through, made it just barely with the skin of my teeth, and hit the next checkpoint, and the enemies were gone. And I was like, oh, that was it. I just had to move on. And so the only reason that's my favorite hard level is because I did it. I just survived it, and I beat the game. But I pushed through. But if anyone else came up with theirs during that time, go right ahead. What's your favorite hard level?
Super Mario World, the special level, the one that, like, I think it's called Tubular, where you have to turn into, like, the balloon Mario and navigate across all the things with the things. Yeah. And that, as a child, was the hardest thing I ever played. And then my brother, like, sat down and played it after I tried for hours with, like, a blue Yoshi. And then all he had to do was get the shell, and then he flew through it. And I was like, cool. It's like the Occam's razor of games. Like, sometimes the easiest solution is the right solution. So that's my favorite. And I took a break a couple weeks ago, but playing through like Champion Road on Super Mario 3D World, which is a nightmare, reminded me of how Tubular was also a nightmare. So that one, honestly, it's, as a child, even as an adult, sometimes if I want to feel alive, I'll just try it the hard way.
It's hard for me to come up with like a level. Sorry, Joe. My first thought was the Battletoads one, like when you're on the car and the speeding side scrolling.
Oh yeah, screw that.
But more recently, I think going through hard mode in Final Fantasy VII Remake for the Platinum and going into that Shinra combat simulator towards the end and playing through the top secret mission, which you have to fight all these summons in a row with no items or healing because that's hard mode thing. That took me a full 2 days, and it was insane, the strategy I had to do, and one of the most rewarding things I've ever done when I got through it. But I just remember screaming at my TV because I was so angry and upset.
Oh my god!
I was like, I came all this way, and this is like the last thing I need to do. And that was a huge battle. I think that's one of the hardest things I've had to do in a game in recent memory. So yeah, that's what I'll go with for that one.
Kyle, I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
How long has it been since the original release of Bloodborne?
I like how you don't worry, I got it. Head.
It's 2,189 days since we've been graced even with Bloodborne. It's my favorite game of all time. It's absolutely amazing. And anytime I get to talk about it, any type of excuse I get, I will. The Forbidden Woods is a fantastic location that will beat you senselessly. I love it so very much. It's the best because you never feel safe. There's always something around each corner. You just don't know how hard it's going to punch you in the face. And once you start remembering those things, like where those things come at you and how you master each one of those things, It's kind of like a war of attrition where you're just getting down each location after each location, and it just steadily becomes muscle memory. Whether it's like the beginning little swamp to the first village, to like then you reach a swamp that like there's muck monsters and you got to fight them off, and then at the same exact time there's a guy shooting a cannon at you for some reason. He's got all the ammo in the world, and then you reach this little mill, and there's this guy who's like struggling with something. You go to talk to him. It's just an elaborate ruse. He turns into an electrical beast, like werewolf. He eats you alive. Then you got to fight him, or else he'll just keep on kicking your ass, punching you in the face until you get to the one location where you're actually able to get a shortcut to your original lamppost. And then you fight these snake Medusa looking dudes that have all the reach in the world to beat the crap out of you. And you're constantly on your toes. And then like the boss fight there too, shockingly easy that everybody else has the hardest time with. But once you get past them and you're in the Bergenworth, what is it? I'm going to say community college, where you have to fight Rom the vacuous spider. Fuck that boss. He's the worst. Die in a fire, Rom. Die in the biggest pit of fire you ever can. Awesome. And after you beat that level, you get rewarded by the game flipping on itself and revealing what the game really is. It's fantastic.
That was an experience. That was an experience for sure.
I never played it, and I felt like I was there, so I appreciate it.
I blacked out. I don't even know what I said.
Well, hey, let us know in the chat, in the comments below, what is your favorite, hardest level? But it's time to bring back the spirit of competition. It is time for a comeback for all of you, because nobody got points in Game That 2, and it's time for Big Bet Trivia. We're going to be playing the ultimate video game trivia. These fine panelists are going to have to try and figure out what is on this card. I'm going to read the question off, very similar to Game That Tune. Whoever buzzes in first with the answer is going to get all of the points. Now, if everybody tries to guess, nobody gets it, we go into hint rounds, where I'll give you the hint, and then the rules reset. So whoever buzzes in after the hint's given gets the choice, and then if they get it wrong, then it goes to other people. But here we go. Oh, I'm loving this. In the Viva Pinata series, what is the name of the horse pinata species? In Viva Pinata,
what is the name of the folks here
pinata
to answer
species?
Viva Pinata.
Hey, I just grabbed a random card, and that
Yay.
is what the fates gave us. Okay. What is the name of the species? Don't you
I've
dare
never
look it up.
played it.
Hand check.
Something
Let me
that
see
makes
them.
sense.
All right.
Listen, I'm not here to cheat.
All right.
They're called the peanut coladas.
Nope.
Are they Buzz?
Buzz, go
Are
ahead.
they zebras?
They're not zebras. I believe that there are zebras, but no, their name is not the zebra.
Clyde Nyada's.
Clyde Nyadas?
Try to add Clydesdale with pinata. It didn't really work.
All right, so we're going to
thinking
the
of
first
the game
hint round.
prior that we just made, and just like when you disembowel one of these pinatas, this candy come out.
Gosh.
It's like, oh jeez, oh shit, I gotta really like what happens.
So the first hint. This pinata is a tough nut to crack.
This pinata is a tough nut.
Nut.
Buzz?
Yes.
Peanut horses?
They're not. I don't know why, but that name sounded so dirty.
It really did.
We can't. Nobody is allowed to say peanut horses. Me saying it was the last time that the world can say that phrase.
Well, this is the only time I'll be on the show. I had a great time.
Do we need the second hint?
Yes.
Buzz?
Oh, okay, go ahead, Nate.
Huh?
Are they walnut horses?
They're not walnut horses. Now, this is an actual name of like taking a nut and turning it into a clever name. So the second hint is the legume that this horse pinata is named after is green with envy. Is green with envy.
Oh,
Is it
Buzz?
Yes, Kyle.
Pistachio? Oh no! How does it combine with the? Damn it!
Pistachio is the nut. I'll say that. I'll
Buzz?
throw a bone. Go for it, Nate.
Pistachio horse?
Not pistachio horse. Oh my gosh, you guys are so close. Joseph, it automatically goes to you.
Pistachiata? Pistachiata? Because it's a pinata?
All right, we're going to the last hint. The last hint.
Oh, jeez.
This name is on the tip of your tongue, so stop horsing around. The beginning of the name is on the
Buzz?
tip of your tongue, so stop horsing around.
Buzz.
Yes, Nate.
Horstachio.
I don't have a song for the winner. It is Horstachio.
No wonder why that
Wow.
game was abysmal. All right.
Well done, Nate. I've never played it. I'm not gonna cast
I'm
any.
I
going
don't
to just
even know what
attack
it is.
Asa now.
Okay, if anybody likes Harvest Moon or those types of games, it's like that, except it's with colorful pinatas and candy and love and amazingness. And it was made by Rare. Okay. You know what? We're moving on. We're wrapping things up here. It's time for Out This Month. I'm just going to read through a list of games that are coming out so far in the month of March. You just let me know what is the game that you're the most excited about. And since it is currently March 21st when we're recording this, I'm going to go from games from this date on. So we've got Story of Seasons, Pioneers of Olive Town, Love Live, Paradise Lost, Black Legend, Dandy Ace, Yakuza 6, The Song of Life, Balan Island, Genesis Noir, It Takes Two, Monster Hunter Rise, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 is coming to PS5 and Xbox Series X, Disco Elysium, The Final Cut is coming to PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Stadia, and PC. Well, I guess it's already on PC. Oh, the Final Cut's not, sorry. Evil Genius 2, World Domination coming to PC. The Kingdom Hearts, all of the Kingdom Hearts games are coming to PC March 30th. And then Drifters and The Binding of Isaac Repentance coming March 31st. Out of the games for the rest of the month, what are we most excited about?
Disco Elysium, Final Cut.
Same.
I held off of playing it on PC for a hopeful console thing for PlayStation, and I'm extremely excited because I play games for story, and this won Best Narrative at the Game Awards. I'm super excited to dive in and see what this game's all about.
Yeah, I'm all in on Disco Elysium.
Me too.
Just straight off because Alex Van Aken, when he was on OK Beast, was singing this game's praises. I remember him just selling me on this game and like just kicking myself that it was on PC, me not being a PC player. And so when it was announced at the Game Awards, this immediately piqued my interest when it was announced for PlayStation. So yeah, I'm all in on Disco Elysium for sure.
Nate, what about you?
I'm gonna, when I finally get over my like Persona hangover, I want to try Monster Hunter Rise because I haven't played a Monster Hunter game yet. But
okay.
everyone really liked the demo and said that it would be a good first kind of jumping off point into the series.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Sadly, we are coming to the end of Game Chat. But
What about you, Asa? What game are you looking for?
Oh, I thought I threw it in there. Disco Elysium.
Oh,
I didn't get a chance to play it when it was out on PC, and the Final Cut on PS5 is going to totally be my jam. So super pumped for that. So we're going to move into, we're going to sign off. We have our community spotlight, and so on this episode of Game Chat, the video game variety show, our community spotlight is going to be Luke Lore from the Xbox Expansion Pass podcast.
Luke sucks. Well, everybody, I'm sorry, Luke. I'm sorry, everybody. Just this audience just seems to hate, all audiences seem to hate this guy. He's just just the worst.
I think it was very clearly you. But make sure you go check out Luke.
I mean, watch. I mean, just I'll stop
this
talking.
This is coming from the Jersey Square of the show.
Yeah.
Just let
play
it be
the
known.
tape back. You'll find out it's the Jersey Square. But
listen, it's not me. I'm not doing anything. Again, look, my hands are over here.
So Kyle, what do you have going on that you want people to check out? Where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Mr. KSEP. If you're into indie games, you want to see what cool new indie indies are coming out, hit up 61indie.com. We're taking a break from weekly streams until around April, but we'll be back for that Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays. And you can catch us on the Trophy Room, which Joe will promo, hopefully, unless I'm fired, which who knows.
That's what you get for defending Luke Lloyd.
All right, Joseph, where can people find you? What do you got going on?
You can find me over at the Trophy Room, PS Trophy Room on Twitter, the Trophy Room Show on YouTube, and the Trophy Room Podcasts on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Spotify, wherever you find your podcast services. You can find the Trophy Room there. It is a weekly show where me and my best friend Kyle talk about the latest, the greatest in all things PlayStation each and every Thursday. So check us out there. And, oh yeah, check me out at Mr. Badbit on Twitter as well. I sometimes say some funny things.
And Nate, what about you?
You can find me on all the socials at the Nate Pretzel, like the food, like a pretzel, where I'll just be talking about all kinds of nonsense.
And you can find me at agreenriver07. But if you want to follow anybody, please go to Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. You're already here on Twitch, or I guess if you're watching this on YouTube, you're here as well. Just make sure that you hit the follow, the subscribe button. Be a part of the community. We would love to have you part of the Borderline family. But thank you again so much, Kyle. Thank you so much, Joseph, for being on the show today. If you're watching on Twitch, please stick around. It'll be very short because we just had too much fun with GameChat today. But we've got a little bit of a party chat to give you. But again, thank you guys so much, and be well, Borderline family. Be well.